Okay, guys, we are rolling ICN Talks, the podcast where we aim to interview superstars in our industry. Anna Tutova in the house in today's episode. How are you doing?
Hello, Danis. Thank you for the invite here. I'm always great, despite the Trump Putin tariffs. And so the market is not going that well, but still, I'm excited about our conversation.
Yeah, anytime it's a great way to connect, and the market is not a boring market, right? It's always happens something that will keep us under the toes. Thank you so much for coming. First of all, it's first time Anna Tutova at ICN Talks. We know each other for a while, but I don't know why we haven't figured it out so far. But I'm glad you're here. What's hot now for you? What's in your agenda in this week,
Well,
or at least in this period? Let's go from macro to more niche later. Like, what's your focus right now?
yeah, so I probably would tell to your listeners more about myself and what I do so people understand my background.
Yes, please.
So I run a news media company called Coins Telegram. We have our own news media resources like a website. We integrated with Binance and CoinMarketCap. As well, we have a YouTube channel. It's called White Crypto. You can check it out. We have as well a lot of guests on our channel, like CZ Binance, Vitalik Buterin, creator Ethereum, Jenny Johnson, Franklin Templeton, CEO 1.6 trillion AUM traditional fund, which is super active now in crypto too. We have some government officials, VCs, and many others. And as well, we produced documentary films. So we're gonna discuss next
A lot of
more about
media
that.
stuff there, yeah.
Yeah, we produced 3 documentary films about digital assets, blockchain, Web3 adoption. One in El Salvador when they adopted Bitcoin as a legal tender. Another one we made here in the UAE because UAE crypto ecosystem is probably one of the most blooming and booming one. Like there are so many activities here. And the third episode we're filming worldwide in Asia, in Europe, and as well here in the UAE. So you attended our event last year.
Yeah.
And as well, we have PR marketing agencies. So we make companies and brands famous and as well experts famous. So we can get you featured in top media like Forbes, Entrepreneur, Bloomberg, CoinDesk, Cointelegraph. We work with a lot of KOLs, influencers. So make everything
So
to
it's like
support.
A to Z solution in the media space.
Yeah.
Nice. I know you guys, you are doing great job. And even though we are in the media as well, I'm always open to, collaborate, do partnerships, and help each other, because this is the thing here in Web3. It's not about uh, you only, it's about us, it's about the community. And here we are. You are here in ICN Talks, talking about your company, and I'm super grateful for that, and I'm happy for your success.
Yeah, it's all about collaboration.
Indeed. Tell me about the movie. How is the movie? Because at your event it was like super excited. I was there. Yatsu was there. So many other great individuals. How is the things going with the movie?
Yeah, so I would tell how it everything started. So we had a YouTube channel. It was actually the YouTube channel first of the family business of my co-founder. So they run immersion cooling systems for mining, like a special liquid where you put ASICs and you can just have these mining machines in your home, in your bedroom, and there is no sound at all. And as well, they increase efficiency of mining up to 50%. So his father patented that invention. So it was just a YouTube channel to promote that type of business, and like they got all their clients just through YouTube. And still now it's funny, but it's the most popular video on our YouTube. It has over like 330,000 views, and
Nice.
still every day people searching a lot about mining. So YouTube is really a very powerful tool sometimes, because if something becomes trendy, you will be in YouTube recommendations, so YouTube will promote you yourself. And then we just took that channel, and we have been traveling a lot to different conferences. So we decided, why don't we make some videos from the conferences? So we did some, but not really on the consistent basis. So we were like at Korea Blockchain Week back in 2019, at some conferences here in Dubai. So sometimes, time from time, we made some videos from those conferences. And then in 2021, we started developing our YouTube channel on more serious scale. So we went to Paris for ECC. It's a developer conference, Ethereum community conference, and there were a lot of great top projects. So we started making interviews with those founders, and like we started making a lot of those and putting content on a weekly basis. And then it was actually still partly COVID times. Europe opened just in June 2021. So everybody started traveling again. And then as well, my co-founder went for holidays to Mexico in, I think, October 2021. And at that time, just 1 month before, El Salvador in September 2021 adopted Bitcoin as a legal tender, so as official currency. So all the merchants in the country were obliged to accept Bitcoin as a payment method. And El Salvador is quite heavily reliant economy on the remittances. So it was a great solution for them. And you can see even in Twitter how Nayib Bukele, their president, is so bullish on Bitcoin.
Yeah. At one point you met Vitalik, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then it was, I think it was one post on your LinkedIn or something that you said something that, and now everybody thinks that I'm his wife, or it was something like that.
Yeah, it was a bit different, but it was a funny story. So
where did you meet him?
So I got the message on WhatsApp from Forbes editor, and he was sending me the screenshot. He was Googling the wife of Nick Storonsky, the co-founder of Revolut. And there appeared, like, he sent me the screenshot, and there were my photos with him, like 2 photos with Nick Storonsky. And he was writing to me, "Oh, Anna, like, I missed something. I didn't know something." But in reality, Nick Storonsky is married, but his wife is not public. And when you just Google him, then I appear. So I decided just like to Google all the wives of like different famous people. So I started Googling like Vitalik Buterin wife, and it started showing me, okay, like there were as well my photos with him like appearing on the top. So it was like some kind of funny, and I decided to post that. I decided to Google who is Vitalik's Buterin wife, and they were my photos. So I posted that, and then I literally started Googling like anybody like high level, top founders. I Googled, actually it was even a few years ago, somebody Googled CZ's wife, and then as well my photo appeared.
So it looks like Google registered you as a wife of high-level individuals.
Yeah, and then like some people were laughing, yeah, you're like ultimate blockchain wife. And then I was like Googling John Collison, co-founder of Stripe wife. As well, my photo appeared, like Brett Gallenhouse wife, CEO of Ripple, as well my photo, and like many others. They were all my photos.
That's and after that you use this a little bit on your social media presences, right? Like you played the game after that.
I just posted it because it was funny. That post got on LinkedIn quite a lot. Well, on Twitter it got maybe 6,000 views or something, but it was really funny and it became viral on LinkedIn.
I saw it. Even on your LinkedIn, sometimes when I landed on your profile or you post some news, you always have this post with like super top dogs. Like you are playing the game at the networking at super high level. How do you do that?
So you just need to know to which right conferences to go and who to meet. When I started in crypto, so like I didn't know like who is like top level or who is not top level. But usually my first conferences were in Ukraine, in Kiev. So I usually just like added all the speakers in advance on Facebook, and they connected themselves, some of them with me. So it was a great networking, but unfortunately to Kiev, not that many like top speakers came. There were like some local founders, investors, some as well foreigners came to Ukraine, but it was not like a super like high level people coming. Like for example,
I'm
we see
assuming
here.
is because of the situation, right?
No,
Was
it
gonna
was
or
much before. I started in crypto back in 2017.
okay.
I started going to the conferences since 2018. Just, I guess, like not Eastern Europe is not that popular place for going to the conferences, and as well, it was still early, so there was not such a big super adoption that somebody would travel, for example, outside the US or like
Yeah,
Singapore, Hong Kong,
2017
or
was
like
different.
some I would say crypto capitals at the time, the business centers. I would say I think the situation will change a lot. Well, I hope to see the peace soon and that Ukraine will be open for the business, for the events. And I think it would be quite interesting market for a lot of founders to come and visit.
Yeah, should be. What did you see in this industry? What was that point that say, okay, I want to build here?
So at that time, it was purely because I just wanted to invest somewhere. I discovered crypto in 2017 and I was still a student. I studied international law in Ukraine and I knew out about crypto via my groupmate. He had internship in law company which deals as well with crypto and blockchain. So he was in he had internship in intellectual property department. And during conversation with me, he just mentioned Bitcoin. I started googling with that, and then I got interested. And actually, I always saved
This
my
was 2017.
yeah, I
Okay.
always saved money like probably since the age of 4. I always wanted to have a
What
lot of
was Bitcoin? Like 3,000, 4, 5,
when I discovered it was probably around $2,000,
2,000.
but
Yeah.
unfortunately I didn't buy at that time. I wanted to buy, but I told about that to my parents. They started shouting at me, so I didn't buy. And then Bitcoin hit
So
like.
now you have to shout at them.
Now my mama is asking me to buy crypto for her.
Okay.
So it's different story. Yeah.
And what happened after?
So I just
What was
tried.
your first investment? Like, what was the first coin did you buy?
It was a fraction of Bitcoin already. I started buying Bitcoin when it hit $12,000, and as well I bought several Ethereums. I started investing in October 2017. And at that time, I knew some guys. They started working with one ICO project, and they invited me for the interview. And since I already had some basic knowledge, we started working together. But it was like still quite experimental, discovering something new. I just like I wanted always wanted to do something interesting. Like I was open to different opportunities, and then this opportunity came. And as well, I was interested to invest somewhere to multiply my savings. And I remember there were everywhere like promotions of forex trading and etc. I didn't understand anything in trading, so still I don't really understand much in trading, so I'm just like long-term holder of all the assets. So I went even before to some like forex seminars, but I never traded like with forex or anything, and crypto is my only asset. I never had any stocks, so I have always invested purely into crypto.
Nice.
Yeah.
Why did you choose this hard working part, and why didn't you go in the, I don't know, why don't you run an OnlyFans account? Why don't you take advantages in life from other angles? Like, we know a lot of Ukrainian girls, and Ukraine is Ukraine. Ukraine is the country with maybe the most beautiful women in the world, in my opinion. And why did you choose in this hard way, like attending events, investing, learning, put yourself always in this wheel, and why it was here, like low hanging fruits in a different path?
I would say that both activities are difficult, and well, you can judge your OnlyFans models.
No judgments, no judgments. It's just a matter of choosing how to reach success faster. or easier?
I wouldn't say that currently OnlyFans models is that easy because there is quite a big competition, and there is as well like businesses on a big scale. So there are models which produce content, and still you need to work hard. You need to have ideas to produce that
Yes,
content.
indeed, yeah.
So and the competition is high. Also, like if we discuss that type of business, I don't know, like people sell their photos for some like super cheap subscriptions. Somebody pays like I don't know, like $5, $10, $20 per month. That like nothing. To earn something substantially, you really need to work hard. And currently, I know that there are like some OnlyFans agencies, and
I'm sure you have friends that are running OnlyFans account, right? I mean,
not
like Ukrainian. You don't have?
no.
I mean, not you
I
don't
have
have.
good friends.
Not have. Okay, let's say you know. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
Actually,
Let's put it
well,
in
like
that
we
way.
promoted our film via some OnlyFans girls, so they posted on their Instagram our documentary.
I mean, nothing wrong. Okay, so no judgments. Everyone is, your own God. Let's say like that. You
Yeah.
can do whatever you want. No one can judge you if that's the way they choose. I don't know. The numbers are crazy. Like if we go, is like ridiculous. Like we talk about U.S. market, girls are making 10 mil, 20 mil per month. I
I
mean,
would say
like
it's the same. It's the same.
is
You see the news that some kid invested like a few $100 into a meme coin, and now they are multimillionaires. It's the same with OnlyFans. You see only success stories in the news that like, oh, this girl makes like some, as well as some sportsmen and some women in sports. They run their OnlyFans accounts. As well, some
yes, exactly.
celebrities
Like
have their
super
only.
successful sports athletes or like celebrities, they do this.
Yeah, so some of them even earn much more from their OnlyFans accounts than from their like spot activities or advertisements. So
So when you see that friend, he's doing $2 million per month, and you need to attend 5 events and work hard. Like, what's your type of self conversation in that one? Like, you don't have this thing like, let's open one OnlyFans account.
I would only compare myself with people either in crypto industry or finances, and I would like I never thought that like about having OnlyFans or something like that, because you see a lot how like some people make crazy money in crypto, and sometimes it's a game that you need to cash out in time, or you need to discover something super early, and as well still you need to cash out in time, because we see so many scams. So even a lot of like high profile projects. They were like pumping, and now nothing. We haven't even seen the altcoin market
So
this
that's
cycle.
because you are not motivated by money alone. Like when it comes to success, how do you see success? Tell me what's success for you.
I would say both, and for me, money is like a point of your success too. So, like if you reach like certain, uh,
Something that's coming with along the road.
so it just shows how like whether your decisions were right or not. So, like if you reach certain level of your net worth or something, it as well shows you whether you are successful or not. But we can see different type of businesses, and sometimes like you would like to make morally good business, not something bad that like you didn't make a harm to this or that person. And for example, it's in crypto, it's always possible to launch some meme coin to rug some people and just cash out and become rich. So I wouldn't say that like it's really good. Like maybe it's some success. You can secure a fortune for yourself and your family, and maybe you don't care anymore about some needs in your life. So basically, you are covered forever. And some people may like now I would do charity. However, maybe the methods of earning that money were not justified. Were not good.
When it comes to these scams in crypto, where do you see, like, where would you put more weight? For those founders that they go from the starting point with these thoughts in mind, okay, let's do 1, 2, 3. Once we reach certain liquidity, bye bye. or the guys who actually put their $100 or $50 or whatever without doing absolute like zero research. They just watch 2 minutes YouTube video, whatever, and they go straight away and buy the token. Where is the baddest in your point of view? Who does the biggest mistake here? The founders or these guys? They are literally investing their money in without doing any research at all.
I would say like there is not really much fault of those people who don't do research. Sometimes you don't need to make research to earn something. You just like need to throw money somewhere quickly and just cash out in time. And the same we can see now a lot of manipulation of the market, and even with high profile projects with tier 1 VCs. Now like we see a lot of conversations on crypto Twitter and generally that that market maker just dump tokens on retail, or that VC just dumping the tokens, or like founders sold their tokens, they cashed out and they're good, and retail doesn't earn anything, because the same as what we saw with many recent launches, retail doesn't earn on this market. So you really need to be early and you need to be insider. And with the meme coins, it was a different story. So the access was more democratized. Of course, there were some private sales which were not public. So people just like put allocations, maybe like 25K or different sums to get in early. And like some planned launches had as well good market makers. So they had a plan, okay, like you can cash out at that point when the token reaches this or that market cap. So there was a planned work when team doesn't want to crash completely the meme coin.
Did you make money with meme coin?
Mostly on paper, I would say. I made money on some blue chip meme coins, like for example,
How
Doge.
much was the largest that you cash out in meme coins?
Unfortunately, I'm almost never cash out in crypto, which is bad. I am mostly like I keep
Even meme coin.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I almost keep forever, unfortunately. My best bet was Pepper. I usually I spotted it relatively maybe like in the mid cycle during its launch and hype. But I was lazy to invest into it, and then there was news about listing on Binance. So I put a big sum, made like 30% up, maybe like in 1 hour or something. Sold almost everything. I kept maybe only $3,000 in it. And then it was just sitting there and doing nothing. Nothing happened with it for maybe a year, and then it went up 10 times more. So it would still be going up, I think, if we haven't seen this bear market again. So it crashed a bit, but still I'm in plus. So from the meme coins...
this is the project that you believe in it. Like you think Pepe will do great in a certain time frame from now on.
I don't really have any price targets for it. But I would say generally it's safe to have these blue chip meme coins, because it's the same. Like if the market will go up, they will go up too. So it's some, I would say, established brands.
Okay, but let's put the situation like what we have seen lately, right? Since Bitcoin ETF approval, it was only Bitcoin in the market. Like everyone expected to have like a massive bull run, because now Bitcoin is, approved, and a lot of money will come in, and money came in. Like it was, we can check, right? The inflows are there, but it's only Bitcoin. Like Bitcoin went from 30 to 40,000 ish. It was that point when it was approved, right? Mm-hmm. Went to all-time high, 76, 77. Then again, close to Trump election, right? Went to the roof, 110-ish. But after that, is just like alts are super destroyed. Like everything is destroyed. Like the prices are back to 3-4 years ago. And Bitcoin is 86, 87, 90,000. Is playing with 90,000 level, and all the altcoins are destroyed. So we cannot talk about a legit bull run, right? I mean, I'm sharing my perspective. We haven't seen any bull run so far. Like, there's nothing out there in terms of altcoins. Only Bitcoin. Even Ethereum, nothing. Ethereum is disaster.
Yeah, that's true. But
What's your
I would
thoughts on
say
this?
we saw the bull market, but it was completely different bull market, not like any other
Yeah,
cycle.
this one is big on what you just said. Like, because when the market will go up, they will go up. So I wanted to
No,
frame
so
you
still
in
market went up, but altcoins didn't really perform well because
nothing.
I told that unfortunately I never cash out my crypto, so still I have a lot of minus positions and a lot of like Taiwan projects, I would say, like Polkadot, Avalanche, Chainlink, Polygon, and like they totally crashed, and everybody like invites them for the
Do you
conferences.
still believe in Polygon?
No, I have a very big position in it,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, I don't believe. I'm now probably more Bitcoin and Solana maxi.
Mm. What type of investor you are in terms of when you see a crash like this on your portfolio? Like, what's your like primary thoughts? You want to add more because you believe, or you go like, okay, let's. Or from the beginning, you mentioned that sometimes you cash out a little bit just to recover your principal, and then everything else is bonus. You have this strategy, or what are you doing exactly when you see this portfolio like 70-80% down?
So if I have some spare cash, yeah, I buy more.
Mm-hmm.
I bought actually a lot more like during some drop downs, but for example, I bought a lot of Polygon during drop down and it didn't do well. So sometimes now I probably would have a bit different strategy just to allocate mostly to Solana ecosystem or Solana itself during this drop down. So I think it's a good entry point and it will perform well in the long run.
Do you think
For,
will overtake Ethereum?
uh, in terms of market cap, you think? It may be because we like Ethereum needs a lot of changes, and we see the restructuring of Ethereum Foundation. Because Ethereum was always a bit different direction, like it's very technical. They didn't do any like marketing and etc. We see a lot of bullish news with Ethereum, like Trump's World Liberty Financial bought a lot of Ethereum, and now we see a lot of jokes. So like, thank you Eric Trump for advising to buy Ethereum at $2,900.
I mean, they keep up coming with those like what's called Pectra, the latest mainnet something, right? Successfully implemented, like at the technical level, the infrastructure. But as you mentioned, like after that, like almost nothing out there about Ethereum.
It's still Ethereum is the biggest ecosystem, so majority of developers are there. As well,
2000 or something like that, and the second place is I think is Solana with 400 or 500, so it's a huge difference still.
yeah, as well we see like all institutionals, big players, they usually start not really with Solana, they start with Ethereum, launching their money market funds on Ethereum, issuing bonds on Ethereum. So we see a lot of bullish news, but unfortunately it doesn't always reflect the prices. And as well, when there is such a big market cap, it's more difficult to move the price. And still with Solana, we see a bit less market cap, so it's a bit easier to move the price, but still it's some kind of different energy now.
And how do you play the market from here? Like where we at right now?
No, I would just wait and hope for the better. At this stage, I'm quite careful with the market. I'm not really buying anything now. I'm still waiting because the macro situation is not really positive, and I think we may still see the continued bear market maybe till around September, maybe till the end of this year, before a lot of people
Testing again, like 65, 70, something like that?
Like it's hard to make these predictions, and I don't try to trade this market, so it's not a financial advice from my side.
No, of course, it's just personal opinions all the time.
It's really difficult to say. It's much depends whether the US is going to the recession, and we hear a lot of those talks and a lot of those fears. So now everything depends on macro side. I think if Bitcoin will hit over 90K again, we can see more positive mood on the markets and people getting back again. But retail for me almost gone, so we don't really see how the market will be pushed. Otherwise, Bitcoin is currently quite correlated to S&P index, so it's all about macro and it's all about US economy.
Yeah, I think Bitcoin is already, something else in it always been, but from the investment perspective, I think retail, they won't touch Bitcoin anymore. Bitcoin is became the country level asset. Is Retail will go and see Bitcoin at $100,000 will be too expensive for them, even though they can acquire Bitcoin for $10, but the price point interpretation, they will see it, oh, it's too expensive. So
Well,
then they will
psychologically it's
psychologically,
expensive,
yeah.
but it's not expensive. Even we're still not on that level of adoption. There are like different numbers given, like there are around 500, 800 million crypto users currently. Back in 2022, there were around 300 million crypto users. We should take into account that people just have multiple wallets. So it's
How many wallets do you have?
maybe around
10?
No, actually more.
10, 15?
Probably around. Like from the company side, maybe like
No,
around,
you personal.
no, I mean companies
Okay.
like
Okay, yeah.
for example, like Coinbase wallet or MetaMask, maybe like around 5. From the like separate wallets, maybe around 20, 25.
Let's say on average 10, right? So anytime when we interact with this type of numbers, like 300 million wallets, we need to divide this by at least 10, and that's a little bit more accurate about how many actual people are behind the industry, because in my opinion it's a very small, it's still very, very small community, even though like it's hard to imagine right now someone haven't heard about Bitcoin, right? You say Bitcoin and you go like, oh no, I don't know. Like, I never, it's almost impossible. But still, I'm 100% sure there are people out there in this position.
Yeah, and many people who are not into crypto, but they just heard something. When you talk about them about crypto, they will ask you, like Bitcoin, because everybody knows Bitcoin, and
exactly.
many people don't know about any other assets besides Bitcoin.
Exactly.
So
And after Bitcoin is like a huge black hole, and the next one is, it might be Solana now with all the meme coins, because Solana became the retail blockchain. Everything was going on there in this after party mentality investment environment, to put it in that way, is Solana, obviously. And yeah, I think they do a great job with this in terms of adoption, but that's, if they want to be that their unique selling proposition for the blockchain, we need that as well. Let's go in this part with networking, because I think you are the right person to talk about this networking game, right? Because as an investor in the media, particularly, you're CEO of Coins Telegram. Tell me some tips, like how do you constantly achieve this growth of your network? How do you do it? How do you play this game of networking?
So I used to be like super shy, and I was afraid to come myself to people and get acquainted with them. So I was telling how I started. I started from the conferences in Ukraine, and I usually just in advance added some speakers, and some of them reached out themselves. So I didn't need to make a hard job. So I networked this way via social media, and then met them at the conference in person. And then I went to my first international conference where I met my current co-founder. So It was on the cruise ship from Barcelona to Monaco, Ibiza, and back to Barcelona. It was September 2018, and there were a lot of like high-level speakers. There was John McAfee, as well as there were Brock Pierce, Tony Weiss, Charlie Lee, founder of Litecoin, and many others. And like I tried to connect with them, but as well, like I was still early and I was afraid, and it was not that type of connection I could make easily now. And as well, I understood that interviews is a really good way of connection with people too. And I wanted to make interviews with those people, but I understood at the time that I was just not ready and I didn't really have enough knowledge probably and confidence to.
Are they related? Do you think knowledge and confidence are related? Like once you are more knowledgeable, you become more confident?
I would say yes. They're correlated.
And internally, you knew that you are not really that person to manage to handle a conversation around the topics, and you weren't that confident.
I was still
Or
quite.
it was like an internal issue, your personal. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I'm not. I don't think. I don't believe. What type of thoughts you had?
I was still quite a newcomer to the space, so it was still early. I told you that I was like really shy to network with people overall. Like I was afraid to come and talk with people myself unless they approached me themselves. So it was a bit difficult. And then I met my current co-founder. He already had this company, Coins Telegram. They started it a year earlier as a news media website and as well investment community. So he suggested me to cooperate together. And at that time, the only selling proposition was our website mostly. So then I returned from that international conference back to Ukraine. I went to a conference in Kyiv, and I met one guy, and he was just starting teaching me how to network with people, and he was like literally pushing me to people and told me like just come to them, ask like hi, how are you, and that's it. And I was like, for me it felt so awkward, like that you come to an unknown person and you ask like hi, how are you, like
I'm going
why
to
should.
teach you how to network. Go and talk to people. That's
Yeah,
it.
so like I was resistant that. I was afraid just to come to people and say hi, how are you. And I was still like very closed and shy, but I tried something. I connected with some people, and as well, the easiest was just to go to the booths and ask those people because they want to present their company, so some kind of they interested to talk with other people. So it was easier to connect with the people at the booth, but otherwise when like you just randomly approach something, it felt a bit awkward. And then I went to my second international conference. It was in Malta, a IBC summit, and I don't know, maybe foreigners are more open to networking than people in Ukraine, like in CIS countries. So somehow it went naturally. So I started networking with a lot of people and getting a lot of connections. And then I just adjusted to it, I would say.
Because I want people to understand the level, your level right now. Like I saw you on the stage, for example, on Abu Dhabi Finance Week, which is the most important event in the UAE in terms of investments. Is Abu Dhabi Finance Week, nothing above. And you were there, a moderator. We were media partners, so I was there inside with our ground team, and I saw you on the stage. Moderating panels with great individuals, women in the investments, CEO, VCs from, top VCs, multi billion-dollar assets under management guys. So that Anna on the stage there, running these panels in the largest finance events in the UAE, coming from that shiny girl that doesn't want to talk to anyone. What was that moment when you said, no, I have to do it? Or like it was a day with a click or a certain event that marked you and said, gave you that power to fulfill this journey?
I would say it's completely different thing
I
to
see that
to be.
you're crying a little bit, or what happened?
No, it
No?
was
Okay.
a different thing. When you are on stage and you publicly speaking, it's one thing. When you network with somebody at the conferences randomly, it's completely different things. So I have been on the stage since childhood. So, but when I was in childhood, I was singing. So I was performing a lot on stage. As well, I was playing in the theater and I was dancing. So it has
Oh, wow.
always been my dream to be on the stage. And then
Superstar.
yeah, but my parents were against some like artistic jobs, so they told me like you should be a lawyer. So I started learning law and entered law university and I got a law degree. And then somehow like public speaking is probably a realization of my dream to be public and to be on the stage. But I would say these are completely two different things, because I meet a lot of as well like top CEOs, top founders. A lot of those people are closed and they're not that much open to interaction. And I'm quite a big introvert myself. I became ambivert because for business I needed to connect with people and to be more open to communication, but still like these are two completely different things, just to be public and to be a networker, because a lot of these CEOs I meet, a lot of founders, it as well depends on the environment where you meet them, at which situation, at which event. If we talk about some public events, even like Token 2049 in Dubai, a lot of these high profile people, like everybody is busy, there are like 5,000 people or more, like 7,000 people. They wouldn't really talk randomly. Like if you're not on that level, in most cases, they wouldn't even talk with you. But if you are in some private conferences, like one of the best crypto conferences I've been to, funny enough, was FTX and Sol conference in Bahamas, because the entry point was like really high. The ticket costed $5,000 and everybody there were like C-level. And at that conference...
And you paid that ticket?
We were media partners.
Okay.
And actually it was really pleasant because all other media were like the top of the top. They were like Bloomberg, CNBC, CoinDesk. And we were there too, probably from the smaller media, we were the only one there. And I was there, and as well, like a lot of those people who I would say made it, their companies the most famous in the space, they were quite open to cooperation. Some of the biggest companies actually suggested themselves to cooperate with us. Like, for example, I met Jihan Wu, co-founder of Bitmain at that conference, and he started as well his other exchange, bit.com. And I approached him because I wanted to make interview with him, but he doesn't really give interviews. So he didn't want to give interview, but then he himself wanted to meet and to cooperate. He suggested to sponsor our channel with bit.com and his exchange, and we were the first influencers of that exchange.
Nice.
So sometimes you get like really cool business opportunities this way, and a lot of people may value what you do and may be interested in what you do, and you can get the chance.
Indeed, the media game is also, for us, for myself included, is fascinating, and that's why I love it so much.
Yeah.
So you came in a spot where actually you are living your dream, right? Being on the stages, public speaking, sort of expressing yourself as you like, right? But I want to ask you something. Back in the days, because you had this dream, and then your parents, they said, no, you should be a lawyer. And they did this to you just to actually to postpone who you eventually will end up being, because they will just delete it. I don't know how many years you spent studying laws and stuff like that. Like how many? Like 5, 6, 7?
5.5 years.
5.5?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's like 6 years from your life, wasting your life in 6 years just to understand and to show them that you don't want to do this, and come back to the starting point where you are doing what you are doing, right?
Well, I wouldn't
What's your thought on this? Like, do you have these conversations with them right now? Like, why they said no, you should be a lawyer. Like why they had this type of input in your life, and they saw you that you like certain things. Why they put you to do totally different, like what they wanted, not what you want.
I would say if I look back, I would say everything was right in my life, and I think to have a law degree is really useful and beneficial. Like at that time, if like I would agree, it's hard to compete in artistic job, and it's really hard to be the best. Especially, I'm from very small town. I moved to Kyiv, the capital, when I entered university, so it was as well my chance to move to a bigger city and to be in another environment and to know out something new. Because when you grow up in some like country like Ukraine, well, maybe not during these years, but at least before, where there was as well. When I was at school, there was I had like, limited access to the internet, so I didn't know about a lot of those opportunities. I was not like a kid in Silicon Valley, where you're in the right environment and people there know, oh, like I would run a startup, so it's completely different culture, like where you are growing up and from the very young age you are like you see, oh, like a lot of successful people, a lot of innovators, investors, and you some kind of know, like I would do that in life. When you grow up in the small town, you're not much aware about those possibilities in life and the access to the information and what's happening in the world. You need the internet. Currently, okay, we see globalization, like a lot of people have access to the internet, so they have possibility to learn something and possibility to learn about those opportunities in life. Back then, it was not that much developed. I didn't know about crypto that early, like back in 2010, because as well, purely I didn't really have good access to the internet at the time. So maybe if I like was in the US or somewhere else, I would know out about crypto much earlier. But I knew out as well about crypto because I studied at law university. So when you look back, you understand, okay, like everything was right in my life. And on the other side, actually, I liked law, and I studied a lot, and I was second prize winner in law Olympiad at school. And I was like in the second in the rate when I entered university. But I always wanted to do my own business and to be successful. And when you're a student, you're some kind of limited in what you can do, especially when you're in your first years. I always wanted to work, and when you're first, second, third year student, nobody takes you seriously. I'm not sure, maybe this situation changed now, but overall, you don't really have that much chances in life to do something great.
When you look back and see, Anna, what you are doing right now, and we mentioned before, like all these panels, exclusive events, running media company globally, and do you think you're a successful person when you think about where you come from, like that small village without internet and without any possibilities? Do you think that this is maximum, or do you see Anna from here still developing another best version? And what's that best version? What's that next best version looking like?
I would say people say not compare yourself to other people, just compare yourself in the past. I'm not that person. I compare myself with like super successful people, and I aim to be on that level. I would say, yeah, if to look back, some kind of in comparison to that, in comparison to like my circles at the time, yeah, some kind of I made it, but if you look to people who like run the biggest companies in the world, who do like greatest things, whose products are used by millions of people, no, I still not on that level. I made it a bit, but not that much, and there is always a lot of way to go to.
So something has changed in your mindset, because let's go back. Let's have a conversation with Anna in that small village, as you mentioned, in Ukraine.
I'm not
Okay.
from the village, it's small town.
Oh, okay, small
Yeah.
town. Apologize, small town. in Ukraine. So now you have a conversation, right? So you come in that room and you talk to Anna and said, "Hey Anna, sitting here on your sofa in this apartment or whatever, would you like your life? I'll put you directly in this acceleration point, and I'll show you this environment in your life, and I want you to accept it as maximum. Like, this is what I'm giving you now is what Anna will be till you die." And I go like, you will run a media company globally, you'll attend events, you'll meet only high-end individuals, you live in Dubai, with the weather is like that, you have access, you spend time by the pool, you order prawns and mango juice and eat pizza and getting tan at Palm one and only five-star resorts, and being drive to events, luxury cars, and all these type of environments, everything that you live here in Dubai. What would you say?
Whether I accept to stay on
Yeah.
that level?
No, would you accept this environment? Like, for that Anna, I'll give to that Anna in
Like
2000.
whether I would stop or not
Yeah.
on
Or
this?
even at that point, you'll go like, no, this I want even more. Or this environment will look unbelievable for you. And you'll go like, yes, of course I want. That's it. Like, I don't want anything else.
No, it was believable. I always wanted to be the best in the world, and still I want that. But at that time, it was a bit different because it was mostly like survival mode, and you are trying to make it in life, and not to worry about anything. And I remember I was like in Hong Kong back in 2019, and my friend asked me like, and I was just only starting, and when I started in crypto, it was like really very difficult time. And like I had another business before, and as well business is always hard, and I almost never in my life worked for salary, so I don't have really understanding how to work for salary or worked for somebody. It's not my thing at all. I wouldn't be a good employee at all. So I always wanted to do more, and I always wanted to have more, and like to be I guess owner of my destiny, yeah, I would say.
Nice.
And at the time I was like I barely earned everything in crypto. It was like really difficult time. Like I started really seriously back in 2018. It was a super bear market. It was hard to make sales, and like I was like a super child at the time, so I didn't really have understanding how to make those sales, how to run a business or to do anything. Like I was just trying and was consistent, I would say.
Yeah.
And then like something realized. We started PR marketing agency in March 2019, and at that time we found fit in the market because there was demand for that. And then when I started to have like some plus or minus good income, like on every month's basis, because before it was like super hard. I always
Wild.
had a lot of savings because I tried to live below my means, and I always wanted like to have as much savings as possible. And at that time, like I wanted to have apartment in Ukraine and etc. And just like to earn as much as possible. And I invested into crypto back in 2017. I invested in January on the top of the market, and then everything crashed. My portfolio crashed like 90%, but it's good that I didn't sell. So
You
that
survived.
yeah, that time it was really hard. I started earning at least something in crypto back in 2019, and I was asked by a friend, who he was 20 at the time. His salary in a crypto company was $25,000, and at that time it was like wow, like that guy is just like 20 years old and he already earns so much money. And he was asking me like how much money you need, like how much money you would like to make per month to have like comfortable life. And I told him like $5,000. Now I would laugh from my from my answer.
Yes, exactly. This is
Yeah.
what I was talking about, because is if something something has changed forever, and that's you. You became in a point where you pray for certain things at one point in your life, and after 5, 10, 15 years, you are living exactly that life that you prayed for, but it's such a natural life for you right now, and you met these individuals that are already 5 steps ahead, and you see probably how easy it is to make $1 million right now, and you find why you are not happy with 10,000, and then you go like, no, what's 10,000? 10,000 is nothing. I don't want 10,000. I want 1 million, right?
Well, I would say I always aim to be a billionaire.
You see?
I don't know the way. Maybe it will happen, maybe not. But like you always strive for the best. But in terms of like earnings, I would say just like a threshold.
What do you think? What do you think? Do you need to become billionaire?
To make right investments, from my side, or to close some big deals.
So it's a matter of like investments, or it's a matter of exits, or like just do the investment through investments you'll become billionaire?
Oh, well, for now to become a billionaire, it's a bit easier because we have inflation as well. We see a lot of much more billionaires now than before. And one of the paths to become a billionaire is to take your company public. Or for example, in crypto, you need to make the token, and the token should be like super hyped and have a big market cap, and you hold a big supply.
Yeah, but that's the companies, not you. There's a big difference between...
if I start that company.
Okay.
But probably from my side, I'm not running project side person. I'm more like investor mind, or I can connect people. So my bet, how I can reach that point is only by making some right investments. I haven't really made any investments yet which give me like multiple returns, like somebody invested super early in Solana or into any other coins, make like 1000x or something. My, like in terms of returns, my best investment was Sandbox. It made 25x, but it was like really small sum, and I didn't fix any profit, so it's now down or at the same point.
Didn't make difference.
So it was just on the paper, like in crypto, it's always a paper game. So for now, like to reach that point, I like I want that. I'm not sure whether like I will reach it or not. As well, in terms of comfort of life, like you may be pretty comfortable with 10, 50, 100 million. Like if you have that, like you don't need to care about anything. It just maybe like making some bigger impact on the world, having some control, and decide where you allocate the funds, and you can invest in some groundbreaking projects as well if you have that capital. So the best way to make something out is to invest into the right assets, which will give you big multiples. Or another thing is to work with big projects, so with big investors, and to connect with people and make big deals. That's those are the possibilities which I see.
That's nice. I'm enjoying this conversation, but we need to wrap it up. We'll put the links in the description where they can find you, but you can mention where is the platform that you are most active in.
I'm quite active on LinkedIn. It's actually
why LinkedIn? Why not on X?
I have X Twitter since 2010, but everybody was posting in Russian and Ukrainian at the time when I have it since school. I never made a bet before. I didn't make a big bet in crypto for it. Then I started LinkedIn probably around September 2018, since the time of my first international crypto conference. And it was just easy to add people there, to connect with people. And my LinkedIn grew really big, so it's one of my most favorite platforms. I didn't really develop much X Twitter. And then I understood the value of Twitter and X like back in 2021 when I went to developer conference. So a lot of those people used X. and developers are much more active on X rather
Yeah, I
than
mean,
on
X is
LinkedIn.
more for community side. If you want to build your personal brand, I think it's the right platform. And LinkedIn is that corporate touch where you have this status of running businesses, and you have that the LinkedIn is giving you this environment there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can find me on LinkedIn, Anna Tutova, on X, Anna_Tutova, as well Instagram, and our YouTube channel, White Crypto, and our website, coinstelegram.com.
And of course, Token 49 in Dubai is coming the end of April. The largest event in the space is coming to Dubai, and you'll be there, right?
Yeah,
If someone wants to meet you in person.
I'm based in Dubai, but I travel quite a lot.
Yeah.
So this month I will be in Dubai.
But are you coming, right?
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
It's
Yeah.
not far to go to.
Exactly, yeah. Thank you, Anna. Thank you very much for coming to ICN Talks, our podcast. I want to see you building great things. I'm 100% sure that you will become billionaire. Even though you are in 50-50, I will say that you will be 100%. I see this fire in your soul, in your eyes, that you like to be part of this world. So everything you are doing right. So now you are on the right highway, driving with 200 kilometers per hour, hitting that billionaire level, because you spend time every almost on consistently with high level individuals. You are running businesses. You are attending all these big events, networking at the highest level. So it's just a matter of time. You just need to keep doing it. And I want to see that, Anna, to meet you when you'll become billionaire again. Hopefully, in between, we'll stay in touch and develop opportunities together. And yeah, I want to see you out there doing great things.
Yeah, thank you, Danny, for invite to your podcast. And it's great having conversation with you.
I appreciate. Thank you guys for watching, and see you again on the next one.